Hi, I'm Barbara Ireland. This is the first video that I have created in a long time for you all. I've had an extremely difficult year and a half, very challenging on many different levels, emotionally, physically, heart, a lot of deep levels. And so I had nothing really to say. I was moving my way through it. But now I have something to say. And so here we are. What I'd like to talk about is that I think things are about to shift in a big way for all of us. Some refer to this shift as a massive scale shift. I don't claim to know exactly what's going on, but I too feel a very big shift happening and coming very quickly. Now, when people hear a massive shift, it's very easy to go into a state of fear, understandably, because change is difficult and it can be exciting and very scary all at once. So, how do we prepare for this? How do we not go into fear? I'm pausing because right when I'm talking about this big, massive shift, this giant wind just hit outside and it's half blowing the roof off the next building off. So I'm just kind of paying attention to that. But so how do we not go into fear? And how do we prepare for something like a massive shift? I have two thoughts at least to share with you today. The first one is that preparation begins with focusing on being intentional about developing awareness, more awareness inside. And that means going inside more. Our life is so outer oriented. We are human doings, not human beings. And I think this shift is calling on us to become more aware of what's going on in our inner worlds and becoming more aware of, this is going to sound so odd, but a very subtle shift. So to get this shift, you can ask yourself as you go through your day, very simple questions like, what am I doing right now? And the answer might be, I am watching a video. I am washing the dishes. I am reading a book. Whatever it is. And I'm looking at a flower. I'm walking. I'm taking a shower. Did I say that one? And by doing these things, oh, and another one is, where am I right now? Well, obviously, you know where you are. But if I say to myself, where am I right now? I suddenly plunge myself into this moment of being here with you. I'm in my living room, this box that I call a living room. And I'm looking at you. And I'm connecting with you. And I don't know if you can feel a difference, but I feel a difference just knowing, just knowing that you are watching this, that you are on the other side of this. I feel more connected to you. So that simple question, where am I right now, resulted in, at least on my end, a much deeper connection with you, and I don't even know who you are right now that's watching this. So these are very simple questions that train oneself to notice that you're alive and in this world, in this strange reality that we call Earth or the world or being a human being. Another way of looking at this is witness consciousness. People call it witness consciousness, where you're observing yourself going through the world instead of being an unconsciously moving through the world and being so in our heads that we aren't actually here, that we are thinking about, oh, I gotta rush and go do that. I better get these other things done. And I'm late for blah, blah, blah. Oh, that stupid server at the restaurant yesterday, it was so annoying, and kind of replaying that, or, going all over the place, forward and backward in time, but not here. So when we start becoming more aware, developing our awareness, we can start experiencing ourselves here, witnessing ourselves here. Other things that can happen from a deeper sense of awareness, or you might start receiving some messages, intuition, understandings about things that had evaded you before, clues to a direction you would be good to turn to, or choices to make. You might notice more synchronicities. So that all comes with the conscious development of your own awareness. The second way to prepare for this massive shift, for many years since the day I released my book, How to Stop Negative Thoughts, that was in 2016. It was a long time ago now. And all that time, whoops, turn off, that was my dinger, sorry about that. All during those years, I did videos about how mind loops affect us on this daily level, and how de-looping can help us get through this, feel less stress in life, feel less resentments, change negative thought patterns so that we're happier, so that we're more abundant, so that we're healthier, more energetic, all sorts of things. And for me, de-looping changed the quality of my life. I mean, everything got better when I did it regularly. And now I'm seeing that de-looping is also a profound preparation for this shift that is happening now, that has already started, and maybe you can feel it. So when a person hears a massive shift is coming, like I said, that can cause a lot of fear, because it's this idea of reality overturning. And that sounds pretty damn scary. And it can be scary if we allow ourselves to go there. But when we de-loop any situation, including a massive shift idea, we see things differently. We see things from a different point of view. We say to ourselves, well, maybe my assumption isn't quite correct. Maybe my view of what's happening is not, it's like half-baked, basically. I don't have the whole picture. Maybe something else is going on. Maybe I really don't have to be afraid. In fact, maybe this is really beneficial. Maybe this is the best thing could ever happen to me and to you, to all humans, to planet Earth. I mean, why do we go to the negative? That's how our brain is set up. When we de-loop, we don't have to go down that pre-programmed survival mode that our brains do. We de-loop that. Now, that point of view that comes from de-looping, particularly when you do it regularly, not when it's when you do it more like a habit instead of an emergency tool, that's when you really get the benefits of de-looping. Like I said, the past year and a half has been a massive change for me in my personal life, and it hasn't been easy. And I've had to rely heavily on de-looping to not spiral down into profound sense of loss. But because of all that de-looping, I have been able to see situations from different points of view and grow in my own resilience. And I feel that's prepared me for what's ahead. And I wonder if you reflect on your own life and your own difficulties that you're going through now or have gone through throughout your life, if you can look at those and notice how they prepared you for each step in your life. You grew in courage, you grew in strength, you grew in resiliency. And all of that led you to where you are right now, which means you're able to handle what is coming up. You don't have to be afraid. You can choose to be afraid if you want to, or if you allow yourself to be, but you don't have to be. And maybe you've heard this phrase, this is happening for me, not to me. This is happening for me, not to me. That's a very big shift in how we view a situation. And it's one of my most favored de-looping phrases because it de-stories, it takes the story out of what I'm experiencing that I feel is like, why me? So I suggest, at least I'll say suggest for myself, and maybe you will want to do too also, is to keep that phrase in mind as we move through 2024, 2025 and beyond, and do your best not to jump to conclusions, to go inward with your own awareness and see what messages you start to receive, because they may be different from how you normally think or perceive situations. And I'm curious if you too have been receiving messages or inclinations or feeling that maybe something is shifting on a large scale. And if you are receiving those kind of intuitions, I'd love to hear about them in the comments below. We're all in this together. So thank you for watching.